Welcome Africa, this to the A1 Betsson Swedish Masters, and after multiple rain delays since this morning, we are finally back on court. Covers off, last minute drying in progress. Players have warmed up already, and court has been inspected. We had hoped to start the final at 1500. The temperature went from 23 degrees Celsius all the way to 18, with a lot of cloud cover coming in from the sea in a northerly direction, and some of that cloud cover bursting out with rain, and the rain flooding the courts, and we had to have a drying exercise. Although that rain thunder shower only lasted 45 minutes, it took some time to dry the court, and as we were ready to get back in at around the 1800 mark, another sneaky cloud dragged in from behind came over and sent us some more rain over a 5-minute period. We've since pulled that back and got the court dry again, and the court now completely and absolutely dry. Just doing some final touches on the side, which are essential for player safety, as players do play out of court, and those last minute touch-ups are being done. Players have already been on the court and warmed up for approximately 20 minutes. Very, very happy to carry on playing, and we will be getting underway very shortly. We're just out of the corner of my eye on the right-hand side. Just saw umpire Sergio Perez come onto court. He's doing his own final inspections. You can see him there in the white shirt next to the door furthest from your screen of the court, and just talking to one of the court marshals who's busy drying a wet patch, and we are now scheduled for start in 8 minutes. If you've just joined us, this is Paolo de Coma broadcasting from Sweden in Halmstad, a Swedish southwestern city, summer city, believe it or not, despite the rainfall today. A summer city that is replete with tourists and tourism activities, and one of those is this beautiful arena in the town square, a first for the city of Halmstad to host an international sporting event in this town square. Also a first for Sweden for the A1 Padel Global Tour. And on your background screen there, you can see the beautiful Halmstad Cathedral, a wonderful example of Gothic architecture. There we have Juan Di Pasquale and Gonz Alfonso coming onto court earlier on. That footage from earlier. They are on court right now doing a little stretching, and they will take to court shortly to do their last 2 minutes of warm-up and do the toss, the customary photo for the A1 Padel Global Catalog, and then we'll get this underway. Lots of the crowd a little frustrated, having left for the first rain showers, then wonderfully coming back for the second time, and again the showers chased them away. Some of them braving the elements are back on court. Not all of them, of course, but quite a lot of them, but nevertheless, the ones that are here and you sitting comfortably at home watching this on your device or on your screens are in for a treat. This the final of the A1 Padel Betsson Swedish Masters, and in this game, of course, we did get it underway. We did start it, and when we did start it, we were Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco began the serving, and immediately took a commanding lead when they broke Gonzalo Alfonso and Juan Pascual's serve in that very first set. Second game, in fact, then went on for another win holding serve. And you can see the stats so far on your screen. 3 out of 3 smashes from Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce. And 4 winners. Only 1 unforced error as opposed to Juan de Pascual and Gonzalo Alfonso. Juan de Pascual a little nervous in this first stage of the game. And he'll be hoping that the forced break taken due to the rain delay will help him to get his focus back. So when we resume, Gonzalo Alfonso will be the man with ball in hand to serve, and he will be serving love 3 down in this first set. Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco will be looking to get this first set wrapped up and move on to the second set. If you weren't with us earlier on, I'll take you through how these players got through to this final, and we'll start with Juan de Pascual and Gonzalo Alfonso, who in the first round were quite emphatic, put through a little bit of a nervous period in the first set versus Santiago Rola and Facundo Lopez, and having to fight for a 7-5 win. And then they came away, settled at the break, and came strongly with a 6-2 win. Progressing then to the round of 16, where they were faced with Rodrigo Lopez and Daniel Blanco, and there, fully focused, dispatched them 6-1, 6-2. Moved on to the quarterfinals, where Santiago Fragoni and the very talented Matias de Moral were waiting for them. And again, didn't falter, looked very positive in attack, and took that match 6-3 and 6-2. And that positivity carried on, a little bit more hard fought, but in the semi-finals of yesterday, facing the number 2 seeds, Lionel Tolito Aguirre and Adrian Tito Alemande. Winning the first set really comfortably, 6-2. Alemande and Aguirre put up a fight. Very eventful second set. I recommend you watch that semi-final in the replay channel. And Aguirre and Alemande took that one 7-5. But coming into the third and decisive set, Alemande struggling with his right ankle, and Juan de Pascual and Gonzalo Alfonso took that 6-4, thus booking their spot in this epic final against the number 1 seeds. Those very same number 1 seeds started quite differently in the tournament, as opposed to really accelerating from the beginning like de Pascual and Alfonso. They struggled in the first game, and when I say struggled, didn't play at their usual best. Did win the first set 6-4, but then dropped the second 4-6 and came back to win 6-3 against Javier Perez and Victor Sainz. Then on to the last 16, where the talented Martin Abud and the prolific Redes Ferreira were waiting for them. 2 of the promising A1 Padel Academy players, and Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce dispatched them 6-3, 6-4. That's it. Those scores certainly didn't tell the tale, because Martin Abut and Redes Ferreira put on a glorious show for those who watched that match, and a lot closer than a 6-3, 6-4 line. Nevertheless, Del Bianco and Arce improved, and took that improvement further into the quarterfinals, where they took on the Spanish qualifiers of the A1 Padel Tour, and took that win against Diego Simon and Raul Peralta 6-2, and a big fat round 6 love in the second set. Into the semi-finals they went, and tough task once again, this time against Agustin El Locotore and Diego Ramos, the number 4 seeds in this tournament, and started off really badly once again. Same pattern as the first game of the round of 32. Dropped the first set 5-7, but then went into the benches, and after a big telling off by their coach, came back onto court, and boom, boom, bang, 6-1, 6-2, sent Agustin Torre and Diego Ramos back to their hotel. And of course then joined the finals, and here we are, and you can see that on your screens right there, exactly what I've been talking about. And we now have this final. Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce, the #1 seeds and #1 ranked players on this tour, taking on Juan de Pascual and Gonzalo Alfonso, the #3 ranked team in this match, and rated #9 and 12 in the rankings. Almost about ready to get going, and you can see there Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco's coach giving them last-minute instructions. The players have already warmed up, so they won't be doing the customary knockabout, where the umpire will call time on them. And just a reminder, if you've just joined us, the tournament format is best of 3 sets with tiebreakers played at 6 all, and golden point rules apply when the score is at deuce. Golden point, for those of you who are not aware and watching paddle for the first time, is at the score of deuce. The receiving team elects who the receiving side will be, and the attacking team then serves in a sudden death point. A penalty shootout of the sport of paddle. And you see players there in conversation with one another, and it'll be a minute or 2 maximum, and umpire Sergio Perez will climb onto his chair. As mentioned before, players will come back on court. They're collecting the balls there from umpire, and those balls are going to go to the hands of Gonzalo Alfonso, who will come out serving. Love 3 down in this first set, and we're looking at a very, very exciting final. At stake here, not just the prize money of 110,000 euros, but also specifically for Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce, their 6th title this season, out of 8 in which they participated. In the other 2, they were quarterfinalists and semi-finalists respectively, but 6 wins out of 8, unprecedented on this tour, and the 8th win in their last 12 tournaments, if you count the back end of last season. Somewhere around the back end of last season, these 2 phenomenal players really began to gel and got their game into total synchronicity. And Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce just stepped up 1 level above their competition. That doesn't mean to say that they don't lose, of course they do, but right now a dominating force on this A1 paddle global tour. Of course, very professional. If you see them both on and off court, these real big role models and examples for paddle players, young and old, professional and amateur or social around the world. Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce, and of course, only just 23 years old, Franco, and 25 years of age, Maxi. Many, many years of paddle ahead of them, these 2 Argentinian gentlemen. Without going on too much about them, the talent on the other side of the court also extraordinary. Gonzalo Alfonso, a former #2 on this global tour, and Gonzalo Alfonso now 27 years of age. He left a very successful partnership with Federico Chiostri at the end of last season, and taking this youngster, who at the time was only 18, Juan de Pascual, under his wing. Juan de Pascual switching positions from the left backhand finishing type of position to a right side of the court, where he's the driver of the team, and to great effect. And what that led to was the very first tournament of this year, the A1 Cape Town Masters, a victory for a then 18-year-old Juan de Pascual, and Gonzalo Alfonso, who incidentally in the quarterfinals dispatched the team in front of them. Later on in the season, 2 semi-finals, Sevilla and Brazil, for this Alfonso and Juan de Pascual pairing. And although they seem to have lost their way in the last couple of tournaments, only reaching quarter-final stages, they back here on form, focused, and looking to upset the apple cart. And by saying upset the apple cart, you'll notice that this tournament is the A1 Betsson Swedish Masters, and Betsson, the name sponsor of this tournament, are world leaders in sports betting solutions. So if you fancy a little flutter, www.betsson, B-E-T-S-S-O-N, Betsson.com. And one of the unique things of Betsson is that they do provide markets in the sport of paddle, and specifically this tournament, this A1 Padel Betsson Swedish Masters. So if you fancy a little flutter, get onto that website and have a look. At the beginning of the match, Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce, the clear favorites at 1.42. That is equates to 58% favoritism. And Juan de Pascual and Gonzalo Alfonso at 2.65. So strong favoritism there from Franco Del Bianco, and the form certainly reads that way. So justified favorites, and we now have these teams on court knocking about. There we go. There's Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco's coach. Sun back out once again and shining down in that quadrant there where Gonzalo Alfonso is, and also in the commentary box to the right of top of your screen. Wind has died down a little, has now changed directions from a southerly direction to a northerly one. And important to note that the wind certainly plays a factor as players lob quite a lot in the sport. And you're going to see that the lobs in one direction are going to almost die and come down, fall a little short, whereas in the opposite direction will carry and often towards the glass, creating the unforced error. So players are going to have to be very cautious. Hopefully the rain and the drying processes on the court haven't affected the conditions even more, but already prior to the event starting, due to the humidity in the air, conditions were heavy. And you can see some of the dignitaries on court here, there on your screen. To the right, Krista Garrow, the promoter of this wonderful A1 Padel Swedish Masters, and to his left, Fabrice Pastor, the president of the A1 Padel Global Tour and the Monte Carlo International Sports brand, one of the most prominent sponsors of young players and tournaments in the paddle world globally. Some more smiley faces in the crowd as they brave the elements to watch this epic final. And when we spoke earlier of Monte Carlo Sports, you can see there both Maxi Arce and in fact all three of Maxi Arce, Franco Del Bianco and Juan de Pascual. You can see there the kit they're wearing, Monte Carlo Sports SW, and SW stands for Stan Wawrinka, a recent partnership by the two brands, creating this beautiful kit that these players are using, as well as some of the rackets. And speaking of those rackets, if you go onto the social media pages of A1 Padel Global Official, particularly the Instagram page, there is a competition running on right now where you can win one of these beautiful Monte Carlo Sports International's SW rackets as used by some of these players. And all you have to do for that is in the comments column put down what city will the Italian Grandmasters be held in later this year. Just the name of the city, and you'll stand in line to win one of these high-quality, technologically advanced paddle rackets. So get on there, click like, click follow, and answer the question. And if you're on any other social media platforms, check out A1 Global Padel, available also on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Players off court now. They'll do final checks on the equipment, grips, perhaps a regrip here and there, taking some refreshments, and you can see, you can hear perhaps in your background the local MC announcing to the crowd the beginning of the match, and players will be back on court in the next minute. Just a last minute chat there. Juan Pascual eating a little bit of banana, sodium needed, and energy for what's ahead. And if you've just joined us now, Paulo de Carmo for ESPN Africa, broadcasting on channel 219 on the DSTV bouquet, as well as all its affiliates throughout 55 countries and territories in Africa. And we are going to get underway shortly. While we are doing that and you getting just a little bit more comfortable, something completely off the topic of paddle. There was another important, today's a big day for racket sports, and not only is there the A1 Padel Betsson Swedish Master, but also the Wimbledon final, and that one going to Carlos Alcaraz, who beat the legend that is Novak Djokovic in 3 sets. 1-6, 7-6, 6-1, 3-6, and 6-4. Players getting ready, and Gonzalo Alfonso serving to Maxi Arce. He goes right, he goes left. Juan Pascual taking a little bit of pace off that ball, going to the corner of Maxi Arce. And Gonzalo Alfonso in the mood, taking the net position, going hard down the middle there. Franco Del Bianco with the great recovery. Goes for the lob, testing the conditions. And Juan Pascual and Gonzalo Alfonso firmly in the net position, trying to take control of this game. Del Bianco and Arce under attack, trying to push them back, but unable to do that. And it's 15-love to Gonzalo Alfonso and Juan Pascual. You can hear the players communicating with each other on the court. The big bajada there from Gonzalo Alfonso. Doesn't quite get it. Well defended there by Maxi Arce. And this time Franco Del Bianco pierces that offense at the net. And ball going into the back there. And beautiful wrist flick there from Juan Pascual. Changes direction, gets it. And here we go, right through that middle. And Gonzalo Alfonso not able to get near it. 15-all the scoreline. High lob there from Del Bianco. Juan waits for it to bounce, waits for it to come off the glass, sends it back the way of Maxi Arce, who uncharacteristically mistimes that and goes into the net. 30-15 the scoreline. And a fortunate bounce there as Juan Pascual goes for the slice at the net, and the ball clips the top of the net, falls on the other side, and 40-15 is the advantage as Alfonso and De Pascual look to get on the scoreboard here. Another bounce off the top of the net. This time the momentum carrying it over, and off the glass. Again, straight back the way of Maxi Arce, who goes for the famous Arce Bajada. Juan Pascual wise to it. Exchanges continue. Fakes the Bajada there. Gonzalo Alfonso goes high. What a point. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Over the head of Franco Del Bianco goes high, trying to buy positioning time. Gonzalo Alfonso deep to Maxi Arce, who goes back to Alfonso. This time, Gonzalo Alfonso takes the pace off, goes to the right, and that one very mistimed, goes into the glass. Phenomenal point that, one for the highlights reel. You can see there on your screens, Gonzalo Alfonso running out of court and banging that into the ground. And perhaps the conditions keeping it in the court where a ball that would normally be out of the court. Franco Del Bianco's smash into the glass, also not the desired pace. Del Bianco leaves that short. Gonzalo Alfonso chooses not to punish with power, goes softly, and the block from Del Bianco into the back glass. On the board are Alfonso and Del Bianco, and Maxi Arce will serve now. 3-1 up in this first set.
Villa.
Love the score there. Alfonso letting that go past him and using the back glass to send it back. Same applies there to Juan de Pascual. Del Bianco goes into the corner. Oh, Juan de Pascual tries to go to the feet of Del Bianco, but leaves it a little short, and Del Bianco does not need invitations like that to finish points, and he pegs Alfonso to the corner there, who can do nothing to get it back. 30 love. We've said it repeatedly in this tournament, at this level, if you leave your returns or your intended shots short, the opposing players are going to punish you, and you're not going to get away with it at any time, in fact. Maxi Arce, 30-15. As Alfonso this time down the line with that lob. Alfonso trying to get over the head of Del Bianco there. And this time, Juan Pascual forces Del Bianco to stretch into the middle. The block too high into the back glass. 30 all the scoreline. (40-30).
40-30.
Maxi into the net with that first one. And Gonzalo Alfonso goes high into the air. And again, this time off the back glass. Bandeja into the corner there by Franco Del Bianco. First, second, third. Looking for Gonzalo Alfonso to leave it short. He goes the other way instead. And goes for the bajada there towards Alfonso. Drives into the corner. And beautiful drive volley there on the backhand from Franco Del Bianco. A trademark shot, in fact. You'll see him often doing that. And you can see, there he goes. And he follows that up with a backhand volley. straight through the middle into the corner, and Franco Del Bianco at his best. And players will go off court for some refreshment, and it's 4-1. I said Del Bianco, and we'll take a listen to the bench.
Tiene que ser ahí, como la levantaste, en vez de seguir entrando, metete. No sigas entrando o te quedes. Mala suerte, la levantamos, metemos el culo atrás y empezamos a defender de nuevo, como venías haciendo. Perfecto. El globo ahora, como si fuera cancha rápida. Bien firme para adelante. Bien firme para adelante, chicos. Bien firme para adelante. No nos volvamos locos con la dirección de los globos porque, como hay mucho viento, si no, clavémoslo en el medio. Ante la duda, lo clavamos al medio. ¿Está bien? Vamos, vamos. ¿Estamos bien? Con lo demás está todo sabido, ya sabemos todo.
Ganamos este game que estaba más difícil, yo no veía la pelota, vamos a este game, Vamos por este, vámonos, Vamos por este, después lo curamos, Vamos, ladilla.
Players walking back on court, and the message from Del Bianco and Arce's bench is let's move forward, let's be careful of the wind. The ball's moving a lot, it's hard to play, so let's avoid those shots. Let's send the ball the other side and move forward, try and control the net as much as possible and play low. Gonzalo Alfonso and Di Pasquale, not a lot of dialogue, but the one thing they did bring up is how difficult the conditions are with the net, with the wind, apologies. So wind, certainly a theme as players go off and switch ends. Okay, in this first set, where Del Bianco and Arce are up 4-1, and Di Pasquale on the serve, 15 all. First serve, a net there. And we'll remind you again that if you've just joined us, my name is Paulo De Carmo, broadcasting for ESPN Africa. For the very first time, Padel on the screens of ESPN Africa. And ESPN Africa, of course, the dominant sports channel in Africa, broadcasting to 55 countries and territories throughout sub-Saharan Africa. High lob there, looking for the sky with that lob, and well defended both sides there. Maxi Arce takes the pace off, goes to the side, and Del Bianco there, cross court with a little dink into the fence, gets the lucky bounce, and 15-30 is the scoreline. There we go, change of direction there from Gonzalo Alfonso. He drives at Del Bianco, and as he sees the approach of Arce from the corner of his eye, changes direction to him, and Arce blocks and straight into the back glass. 40-30, and the mistake there by Juan Di Pasquale. He'll be disappointed with himself there, and you can see he drops his head. He knows he can do better than that. That's elementary. And we have a golden point. The first golden point since the restart. Alfonso goes, waits for the ball, resists temptation with a bajada, and instead goes for a super sky high lob. Well dealt with there by Franco Del Bianco. And Del Bianco and Arce well positioned at the net. Spraying balls side to side, keeping them low, trying to avoid the irregularity of the wind. And forcing Di Pasquale and Alfonso into the lobs to try to push them back, and forcing the error there. And yet another break by Del Bianco and Arce. And Del Bianco will now serve 5-1 up in this first set, looking to wrap up the first. And right about now, these two gentlemen, Alfonso and Di Pasquale, must be scratching their heads and thinking, how do we get back into this? Del Bianco to the net, hard,
50 love.
focused, straight at the back glass. Juan de Pascual having to dodge that. And despite Gonzalo Alfonso's efforts to be in position, the return just too good. Franco Del Bianco doing Franco Del Bianco things. And why I say that is because during the course of this match, you're going to see him do quite a lot of those. A very strong point of his stroke arsenal. Well defended there. Juan de Pascual, a little unfortunate there. Gets Maxi Arce running backwards, retreating in panic, and the ball just clips the bottom end of the back glass. Another mistake there by Juan de Pascual. Needs to find a way to settle his nerves and to settle down. 40 all year, 4 set points as Del Bianco goes to Gonzalo Alfonso. And Del Bianco coming across there to the middle of the court, almost encroaching on Arce's side. Again, resists the bajada, goes for the lob. Beautiful reverse shot there, and almost gets it in, hits the bottom of the side fence, and 15-40 the scoreline. Maxi Arce going to Del Bianco and says, wow, well done, pity that it missed, no worries. And Juan de Pascual with a lob, Arce with the Arce bajada. And this time, Gonzalo Alfonso goes to that side fence and gets it in. 40-30 the scoreline. Excellent finish there by Gonzalo Alfonso. Down the tee goes Del Bianco. Gonzalo Alfonso trying to get over the head of Del Bianco and to send him back. And Juan de Pascual this time makes no error there at the net. Instead forces the error from Arce, and the golden point in play. First one straight into the net there. Comes with the second one. Gonzalo Alfonso high into the air. Arce sending Juan de Pascual back. Juan de Pascual goes high towards Arce. This time he goes behind Franco Del Bianco, and Alfonso de Pascual forced the break. And just when Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco thought they were wrapping up the set, they've got to go to the changeover, scratch their heads, and come back again, as Gonzalo Alfonso and Juan de Pascual will be 2-5 as opposed to 1-6 down. So they'll come back. They'll take a lot of confidence from that little break there. And although behind in the set, this could be the beginning of the momentum they've been searching for. If you've just joined us now, you can see the backdrop there, the Halmstad Cathedral. And why is the Halmstad Cathedral there? Because we are in the city of Halmstad in Sweden. What they tell me is the paddle capital of Sweden. And I'm sure cities like Stockholm will have something to say about it. But Halmstad has won over on every other city in Sweden. And that is that they are the first city in Sweden to host the A1 Padel Betsson Swedish Masters. And what a big up that is on everybody else. As the clock strikes 8:25 local time, and the sun starts to move behind the buildings to the right of that cathedral. Players get back on court, and you can see Del Bianco and Arce get onto court really quickly. They were frustrated in that last match. They had 4 set points, gave them up to a golden point stage, and then gave up the game as well. So there'll be a lot of positivity that will have been gained from that little victory there. And Gonzalo Alfonso will now serve to Arce. Big lob there from Gonzalo Alfonso, tries to dip it at the net. Arce a little bit more power into it, and Juan de Pascual running out of room, tries to hit it against the glass, but no angle whatsoever. So not a good effort. Love 15, the scoreline. See, Arce goes and leaves it short. Gonzalo Alfonso says goodbye, ball. And as we've said also many times in this tournament, one spectacular shot followed by an error. And there's the error from Gonzalo Alfonso. Disappointed with himself, looks at the racket as we all do when the shot is not good. These poor rackets get the blame quite a lot. Beautifully scooped there by Gonzalo Alfonso. Del Bianco covers the ground, goes and fetches it. The return is short, however. Gonzalo Alfonso chooses not to punish with power, and that gives Arce an opportunity to get that second one back. And we go again, goes behind the head of Del Bianco, but Alfonso this time crosses the net, changes direction, goes into the corner, and that's a great point. Another one for the highlights reel. See, it goes back. Del Bianco returns it into the net, one bounce, and Alfonso gets it back. And there's the finish, emphatic from Gonzalo Alfonso. Not quite a banger, not quite a puntaco, but certainly one for the highlights reel. 30 all the score. Bajada there, and Del Bianco at the net misjudges it. Ball clips the top end of his racket and goes backwards. And you can see the power generated here by Gonzalo Alfonso. This beautiful bajada shot, and Franco Del Bianco just took his eye off the ball there for a second, and it just clips the top of his racket. 40-30 the scoreline. Gonzalo Alfonso off the grass, quite deep behind Del Bianco. And Juan de Pascual down the line to the left of Del Bianco and gets another tick on the board. Are we in for a big comeback here? Or is Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco going to put a stop to it and gather their thoughts, gather their breath, look within, and take this away? So once again, Maxi Arce serving for the set. 5-3 up in this first set. Pascual high, and there's a good example of the wind assisting the direction that Alfonso and Juan de Pascual are playing. The ball is stopping, and stopping is what Maxi Arce will not be, and he hits that one straight down the line to the corner of Gonzalo Alfonso. Juan de Pascual runs at it from the other side of the court, but just cannot get there. Arce, 15 love, up. He goes again for a similar top shot, this time a little less power. Beautiful bandeja there from Franco Del Bianco, but just slightly overhits that, clips the bottom of the glass on its way in. 15 all the scoreline. scooped lob there from Juan Pascual. And low, deep, slightly out of reach there from Del Bianco to Alfonso. And the stretch, you can see there a little bit into the middle. Alfonso slightly out of position. He's disappointed with that. He's upset with himself. He feels he should have been closer to that ball. Alfonso returning that into the middle, changes direction, goes down the middle, and Arce goes the way of Di Pasquale, who sends it straight back, that same middle, and Arce and Del Bianco nowhere near it. 30 all. And right now, all the noise on court is coming from Alfonso and Di Pasquale. Too long that serve there, too much power there from Arce. Leaves it short. Arce fakes the power smash, and as he goes for the power smash, both Di Pasquale and Alfonso position themselves for the return at the net, and Arce drops the power and just drops the ball into the ground there. 40-30 is the scoreline, as he has 2 set points here. Goes down the tee. Alfonso reads it well. There comes the Arce bajada. Well executed, not one missed, but not one a point. Arce driving, 1, 2, 3, 4, taka at the net. Great reflexes there. And Arce unable to complete that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, in Spanish is a puntaco. For us, a banger. You can see there in exchange, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into the back. And this time, yeah, block. You'll see now, is a little too high and into the glass. And a golden point and potential break all of a sudden for Alfonso and Juan Pascual. Golden point, ball goes to Gonzalo Alfonso, down the tee once again from Arce. Goes over the head of Arce, who this time goes over the head of Pascual. Gonzalo Alfonso is having none of it. And wow, another puntaco. Maxi Arce at his best. Gonzalo Alfonso at his best. You can see them there walking off the court, high-fiving one another. That is not one for the highlight reel. That's one for the save folder. You can see, yeah, the power button. From Gonzalo Alfonso, and Maxi Arce at his best, retrieving that, both feet in the air, perfect angle, no chance. Gonzalo Alfonso, you can see the smile there, immediately raises his racket to his hand and gives Maxi Arce a hand. Great point. 6-3 the first set for Del Bianco and Arce, and as Alfonso and Di Pasquale look to mount a comeback, a shot like that's worthy of a set win. Players taking a refreshment, and when we come back, I'll be telling you a little bit more about the A1 Padel Global Tour. Welcome back, and a special thank you to my 123 producer in the back of the Obi van. Great job there, and there the stats tell the tale. 5 unforced errors versus 13 for Juan Di Pasquale and Gonzalo Alfonso, and 7 smashes out of 7 for Arce and Del Bianco, as opposed to 4 out of 6. Really important stats, those, and those the difference between the scoreline. 6-3 Del Bianco and Arce, and players walking back on the court. And Juan Di Pasquale will serve. He goes to Maxi Arce. There we go. Juan Di Pasquale sliced deep, low into that glass. Ball just dipping there, and Del Bianco not able to get his racket underneath. 30 love. This time, Di Pasquale goes for the change of direction on that jump bandeja and hits the top of the net. Down the line goes Del Bianco off that serve. Good thought. No chance really for Di Pasquale, except the ball overhit and straight into the back glass. Alfonso high in the air. And ball carries, moves the ball, and Maxi Arce makes the mistake. Really difficult to deal with those high balls, particularly with these wind conditions. But it's going to, it's there for all four players, so they have to deal with it. And at the turn, Del Bianco and Arce will come back, and you'll see they turn really quickly in this first turn of each set. They will come back at love 1. So good start for Di Pasquale and Alfonso. In the previous set, their first serve, they dropped their serve. So they'll take some consolation from this. Maxi Arce to Juan Di Pasquale. Goes down the tee, and Juan Di Pasquale retrieves well, slightly overhits into the back glass. Go. Juan Di Pasquale this time measures that lob a little better. And Arce and Del Bianco continue with this theme of controlling the net and forcing the opposition to defend. And when they're not defending, trying to regain position and perhaps make the mistake. Del Bianco this time there with the bajada. Alfonso well positioned. Awkward bounce down that one. Arce deals with it really well. Changes direction there. And this time, Del Bianco. Del Bianco leaves it short. Doesn't get quite the power. Gonzalo Alfonso with a back flip into the ground. And Del Bianco puts in an effort, nearly gets it. You can see here, there's the back flip. The condition's heavy, as we said. Normally that would go out the court. The ball dips into the corner, and Del Bianco's right there, but can't quite just get it. Alfonso beaming with confidence. Punches the air, 15 all the scoreline. Gonzalo Alfonso's not happy with himself that he's dropped his first set. He'll want to make a comeback. Very competitive player, Gonzalo Alfonso. Gentleman of the sport, no doubt, but very competitive. So he'll be wanting to do what he can. Here he goes, powerful bajada into the corner. And Gonzalo Alfonso, hand in the air, celebrates the point. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a banger. Beautifully positioned, hard low, just over the net. And no chance, Franco Del Bianco. 15-30, the scoreline. In the air there. Juan Di Pasquale with a lob. Del Bianco down the middle. Juan Di Pasquale back in the same direction. This time a little too long. The wind certainly changed. And he's now moving in a northerly direction, so carrying a little longer. Surprisingly, Del Bianco didn't go for the middle there. Big gap. Goes the way of Gonzalo Alfonso. And Alfonso with a lob. This time trying to get over the head of Maxi Arce. We're back to the same pattern of Gonzalo Alfonso and Juan de Pascual sitting at the back. Here comes the bajada. Alfonso deals with it really well. Returns it back into the corner over the head of Arce. Again, trying to go over the head of Arce. Goes this time, almost gets it right. Goes again, stays in the middle. Del Bianco tries to deal with it. And this time, as Juan de Pascual attempts to get it over the head of these two, trying to establish that net position, he goes a little bit too strong into the back of the glass. 40-30 the scoreline. And we you see there's the Arce bajada. A real, one of the best bajadas, if not the best bajada on tour. Because Alfonso, of course, doesn't agree. He thinks his is better. Awkward bounce there. Juan de Pascual dealing with that. Well, and the mistake from Franco Del Bianco allows the golden point. Gonzalo Alfonso immediately hand up. He's beaming with confidence. He wants this badly. And what a pleasure. Just for this golden point, I'm joined by Fabrice Pastor, the president of the A1 Padel Global Tour, as well as the Monte Carlo International Sports Organization. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about both of those as we see Maxi Arce go down the middle with his first serve. A little bit offline, but here he goes again to Gonzalo Alfonso. Arce into the corner there from Juan de Pascual, who has to be a little bit more careful with this wind, with those lobs. Arce into the corner again to Juan de Pascual, the lob again. Arce trying to pierce the middle, Gonzalo Alfonso to the feet of Franco Del Bianco. This time Juan de Pascual moves forward. Drives, here comes the bajada once more. Wow. And this time, Maxi Arce, as I said, the best bajada in the business. Clipping the side of the racket of Juan de Pascual. And Arce Del Bianco on the board, one game all. And Fabrice, how good was that, eh?
Hi, everyone. That was amazing. But I mean, I think we're seeing an amazing match.
We are indeed.
The two last balls of the set point were insane, from another planet, another level.
Another level.
I didn't know that existed, and I played this game a little.
Just to the ladies and gentlemen, he's being too modest. He didn't play it a little, he played it a lot, and he still plays. And besides the fact that he's a young man and he doesn't want to take advantage of these other guys, he would still be on tour. Fabrice Pastor, ladies and gentlemen.
You're very kind, Paul. I mean, about the young man, in my mind, yes, but age adds.
Age catches up with all of us, right?
Yes, yes. Yes, because my head says you can do this, and then the body says, what are you doing?
It's a constant discussion, eh?
But amazing game, I mean.
Really amazing game. Beautiful shot there, and Maxi slightly overhitting that into the back of the glass. 15 all as Alfonso gets ready to serve to Maxi Arce, and Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco there in quick conversation. Franco coming across, he's obviously spotted something. While he serves there, Fabrice, A1 Padel Global Tour.
Yeah.
This year, 2023, has been a landmark year. Lots of changes, lots of improvements. It's always been a real global tour. It's always had lots of tournaments. But this year, 21 tournaments, 14 cities.
Well, and the Fabrice Pastor Cup tournaments.
Plus the Fabrice Pastor Cups. We don't add those because they are very much part of the A1 Global Tour.
Well,
We've also added qualifying tournaments, multi-zonal, North America, South America, Europe, and Africa. So
Africa, amazing. I mean, we had a draw main draw that's getting bigger and bigger, and we saw 3 South African players coming here. We're going to Senegal for the next one. Qualification for the Verbier Master that Mr. Wawrinka owns, and really is, I think, we're skyrocket on tournaments. I mean, you have next year, well, this year already is amazing because obviously the New York Yankees, Randy Levine and Ike Franco join A1 Padel, and then New York tournament and Miami and maybe one more. Amazing points. I mean,
another amazing point, eh?
It's difficult to speak while this is happening.
I know, it is very distracting.
So yeah, I mean, we're having a great year. Next year is going to be amazing. This year maybe we're going to go to Asia. We have maybe 2 countries in Asia that can be very important. So it's a non-stop. It's a non-stop.
And this, of course, fits in perfectly with your vision to spread paddle across the world and to grow the sport of paddle.
Absolutely.
Of course, it's a commercial venture, but
for us, it's not.
There's a lot of it that isn't commercial, right?
Yes, but what I'm saying is, for us, is more to grow how it has to be done, and how the players has to grow, and with normal contracts, and not becoming crazy about making money, but first cement what we're doing for the sport, for the players, with the players.
Very important this with the players, because none of this can exist without the players, right? I mean, you started off as a player, and that inspired you to build this tour. And a lot of the people even that work with you, everybody has played at some level.
Yes, yes. But sometimes my team says, but boss, why are you giving this? And it's just because I'm a player speaking to players. So
I understand. And we need to keep these players happy, because these are opportunities, you know, like all sport provides opportunity to young kids to get out of their current circumstances and join a professional field and just be out there. And
happy but professional, which is difficult sometimes.
It is difficult, but important. And important is this golden point here, as Gonzalo Alfonso is serving to Maxi Arce, looking to retain serve. High lob there from Del Bianco.
Oh my God.
And Del Bianco finds the gap clinically and gets the break.
But that one's Franco is always fishing for this ball to the center, to the middle. You were saying Maxi Arce, how do you say out of the wall? Out of the wall?
Out of this world?
Out of the wall when he hits it after the wall. Bajada.
Yes.
I think you have in the court 4 of the best bajadas in A1 Padel.
Indeed.
But the thing is that Maxi at middle height is very, very tough. It's a missile. But also Gonzalo, that slide smash coming, as you saw twice, a passing shot.
It's fantastic,
Franco.
of course. Tell us a little bit about A1 Padel Global Tour. So we spoke about 21 cities, 14 countries, more coming on board. So it's going to be a truly global
this year.
So, excuse me?
26 countries.
26 countries. So really becoming a true and unique global tour. But also the endearing characteristic that we see in A1 Padel is the average age of the players and the introduction of all this talent. I was speaking yesterday to your director of sports, Sergio Perez, telling me about the A1 Padel Academy. And then the introduction of coaches and courtside coaches. Yeah. Really innovative. That for sure is your brainchild.
Well, the thing is that you have to understand, and I have to make history about the other tour, which I don't like, but they have a protected ranking. We don't protect the ranking, meaning here on the Master you have everybody, all the seeds played first round. That doesn't happen, usually.
Yes.
Why? Because we want to give the same opportunity, and that's a thing we designed with the players that were completely agreed on, that everybody has his shot. And I think that's important, because that's where we change the sport a lot. You see on the other tour or tours, it's almost the same playing at the end.
Always the same players. And here we have diversity.
Here we have 752 players this year from 19 nationalities that have joined.
They've joined the
A1
tour.
Padel. Yeah.
Wow. That's an impressive
And it's
number.
it's huge. It's huge.
And the more coverage we get across the world, the more
Sergio
players
told me
we're
that the
going
other
to
day.
attract.
And well, we don't stop because we have so much cities in Spain that want to have a tournament. But for me, it's important that we continue to spread and cement what we're doing and helping promoters making money.
Sure.
You know, because that's going to be way better for the tour on the road.
And of course, we'll keep the players flowing. We'll keep the players happy.
Well, you have the Fabrice Pastor Cup that brings you all the players you need. So I think it's a perfect circle, you know.
It is indeed. Lots of complementary elements in the A1 Padel organization. And let's talk about this tournament, Fabrice.
Lots of problems.
Lots of issues. None of them
Natural problems.
Natural problems. So there's nothing we can do about them. First couple of days, rain delays. The intermittent rain really played havoc with the schedule. But by Wednesday, Thursday,
double matches.
Caught up everything. Players were really cooperative, which is very impressive because often players are you know, prima donnas as such, but on this tour, the guys,
my God,
there's my shot, there's my shot, banga, banga, banga. You know, Fabrice, I have to tell you, my Spanish commentator colleagues have got an expression, puntaco.
Puntaco, yeah.
And
what's going to be yours?
Mine is banga.
Banga.
Banga, B-A-N-G-A.
Okay.
It's the banga in English.
Okay.
And that's a banga.
Yeah, you were saying about prima donnas. You know, the difference is that here, they are defending their house. And this is all the difference with A1 Padel. This is their house.
Their home.
Their home, yeah, sorry. Sometimes my English is not that good. Sorry, maybe I miss a word sometimes. But the thing is that we have, again, designed this with and for the players. But with, which is important.
Well, their cooperation was super important. They came in good spirits, really happy to do what they needed to do. Got the games back on schedule, and yesterday we had two phenomenal semi-finals.
Oh yeah.
Today a phenomenal final, and we've had 3 rain interruptions.
Yeah.
And the guys on the court still in good
I'm
spirits.
gonna get drunk tonight.
But it all is well that ends well. You know that expression.
No, but I mean it's very tough. It's very difficult. I'm so happy about the team that Christer and Niklas and PK have here because they have done an amazing work. It's not easy to recuperate 3 times everything and start over.
And yeah, they did it. And credit to them, to the organizing team, and of course to the teams. Wow, what a shot there! And there's Gonzo Alfonso, finger in the air.
Wow, look at this. It's amazing.
Look at
at the perfect backhand
and look at that
and the
return.
perfect volley. I mean, incredible.
Down
incredible.
low.
Banga.
Very, banga. We got it. Fabrice, next tournament.
Next tournament is
a new destination on the tour.
A what?
A new destination on the tour. The next one.
No, Verbier. Yeah, it's new destination. Yeah.
Yeah, new destination.
So they built something amazing for Verbier. They build a whole structure, covered structure, that's going to be in the Swiss mountains. I mean, it's...
You know, when they told me Verbier, I was thinking about skiing, and then I looked at the calendar and I saw, oh, that's in August. Where are they going to get the snow? But I've seen some beautiful pictures of Verbier in summer.
Cannot be nicer, and we're so happy to go to Swiss and to have Mr. Wawrinka as a promoter. For us, it's a blessing. I mean, we followed him so much. 4-1. Wow.
You see, that game, just small margins, and into the glass goes Juan Pascual. You can see he's disappointed. He's walking off, drops his bat on the floor, and the scoreline says 4-1 to Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce, but 4-1 doesn't really tell the tale.
No.
And that's the beauty of the sport, right? These guys really fight. It's a small margins, and you can see they're talking on the bench. This is a great innovation, and let's listen to them so far and see what they say.
Ahora
Yeah.
suavecito para arriba. Suavecito para arriba.
Quiero gritar un punto y no puedo hacer un punto para gritar. Molesta, boludo, estoy incómodo con todo. Me pasan los globos, no puedo nada. Estoy luchando,
está bien,
solamente
está
estoy luchando, boludo.
Está bien. No sé qué te parece, ponele, ya estamos.
Después, en ataque a laburar como marrano, muchachos. Laburar, no hay otra. ¿Eh?
Nada ganamos, nada bien.
Vamos tu saque, padre.
Punto.
Este es el game más importante, ¿eh? Este es el game más importante.
Peladillo, Maxi.
Vamos.
Ahí de vuelta.
So the coach Volpi, the commander as we call him, says soft lobs. And Juani was saying about his frustration not to make a point. He says, it's 3 games, I want to scream a point and I can't because the lobs keeps passing me.
Yeah, indeed. The weather conditions don't really suit. Very challenging.
Very challenging. We have the wind that doesn't go in one direction, so it switches. It shifts. So it's very difficult because you play in a strategy saying, okay, the wind is going to go this way and I can have... No, because then it goes frontal, then it goes side, then it comes back.
Indeed.
And you see it on the smatches.
Yeah,
How many smatches you have seen?
We see it.
Not many.
We see it, and you see across from us there's that beautiful Swedish flag over there. I've been watching that flag, and right now it's blowing in a northerly direction, and you'll see in a few minutes it'll change and it'll go southwards.
I'm looking at that one.
You look at that one. It must be horrendous for the players, but it's there for all 4. Juan Pascual out of court.
That's the first smash I see in this set.
And he gets that back, but just couldn't get it back onto court. And even the smashes, when they are trying them, they're falling short. They're not getting out of court. The wind is keeping them low.
Yeah, you have 4 of the best smashes in the tour. I mean, there's more, but you have 4 of the very important ones. And these guys cannot use one of their weapons.
Yeah. Which is testament to their skill adapting to these conditions.
Oh. That's a good one.
That's a beautiful one. So I did give him second place on the chart of bajadas.
No, on the high one. On the high one.
And
on the high
Gonzalo
one,
number 2.
Yeah, but because it's a smash more than a bajada.
And we have Maxi Arce at 30-15 up, going to Gonzalo Alfonso. And,
but it's a very challenging because you have all the clock of the church, all the wind, or the rain, and you have to stop. Or so, let me tell you, this is a great tournament to go on because it's challenging on other aspects, right?
The winners can really tap themselves on the back after a great achievement. And as Mr. Pastor alluded to there, church bells going off, and local time now in Halmstad, 2100 in the southwestern city of Sweden. Beautiful Halmstad, the host of the A1 Betsson Global Padel Tour. This time Maxi Arce says, enough. I want to go back to the hotel, get a massage and a warm bath. It's getting cold.
I'm going to go back. Thank you so much.
Are you leaving us for
Yes, I have to prepare everything and to go to your teammates in Spanish.
But Fabrice, I need to tell you, if this being the president of this organization doesn't work out for you, I'm looking for a co-commentator, and you can have the job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That is
Thank
Fabrice
you,
Pastor, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the A1 Padel Global Tour, and also the president of Monte Carlo International Sports, a stalwart supporter of the sport of paddle, both in tournaments and sponsorship of individual players, a foremost figure in the industry. Beautiful, yet another wonderful bajada there from Gonzalo Alfonso, going towards the back. Del Bianco with the high bandeja, and Juan Pascual back again with the struggles that he faced in the first set, and he's unable to guide that straight down the line, clips the side of the glass. And you can see there actually the tin. And Gonzalo Alfonso will now pick up the balls to serve. 1-5 down in the second and possibly decisive set in this wonderful A1 Padel Betsson Swedish Masters. And Gonzalo Alfonso not looking very positive. There's Juan Pascual hitting the ball against the glass. He's feeling a little dejected with himself. As we said, certainly it does not, the scoreline does not reflect the game as it's been played. Almost every match either going to a 40-30 or a golden point level. The block there from Gonzalo Alfonso into the top of the net, the ball just clipping the A1 Padel sign on the top of the net. Juan Pascual this time into the net. And he's clearly struggling. He's scratching his head. You can just see there the body language on screen. Juani not a happy camper. And a beautiful scoop from under his feet there by Franco Del Bianco. Unfortunately misdirected straight into the side glass. 15-30 the scoreline. High by Del Bianco. Juan Pascual trying to restrain himself despite the scoreline, 30 all. He's tempted to go for power there in that shot, held back and rewarded with his patience.
Net first serve. Second serve.
Gonzalo Alfonso into the ground there. And Franco Del Bianco caught with a change of direction there by Gonzalo Alfonso. Punches the air in satisfaction there.
40-30.
And that's the game. And Franco Del Bianco Maxi Arce will come back after the changeover, leading 5-2 in the second set. And Gonzalo Alfonso trying to somehow look deep into the soul of Juan Pascual and find the motivation for him to snap out of his nervousness and mount a comeback in this second set. High mountain to surpass, and but nevertheless possible. And Gonzalo Alfonso knows that. He's been in this situation many times before and come out of it with a big smile on his face. So he's not resigning himself to defeat yet. He will be trying to come back. Marshall's still on the court, at least one of them cleaning out some wet patches. He's just left, and players back on court. Temperature has dipped quite dramatically here in Homestad. Now a chilly 16 degrees. Franco Del Bianco on the serve. 5-2. He goes deep into Juan Pascual territory, who bends down low, raises the height, and clips the back of the glass. 15-love the scoreline. Del Bianco down the middle there to Gonzalo Alfonso. Goes high on the lob. Del Bianco looks for the corner. Again, Del Bianco to Alfonso. Back again to Alfonso. Del Bianco crouches low at the net there. This time Gonzalo Alfonso goes the direction of Maxi Arce. Alfonso high and deep, stays in. This time Del Bianco with the bajada. Well dealt with by Gonzalo Alfonso, and Juan Di Pasquale once again on the block into the back of the net. He cannot be happy with himself. Usually a very reliable player. High percentage of errors today, particularly when taunted by Maxi Arce. And 30 love the scoreline. Into the net again, Juan Di Pasquale. 40 love, and 4 game, set and match points here as Franco Del Bianco readies himself to go to Gonzalo Alfonso. Down the tee, Alfonso high, slightly short. Del Bianco resists temptation. The drop shot over the head, down the middle, Del Bianco. A little bit more power from Gonzalo Alfonso. Tries to go behind Maxi Arce. Maxi Arce with a hook shot to the feet of Juan Di Pasquale. And it's game, set and match. An unprecedented 6th win out of 8 tournaments for Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce right here in the A1 Padel Betsson Swedish Masters as they take the scalps of Juan Di Pasquale and Gonzalo Alfonso by 6 games to 3 and 6 games to 2. You can see the jubilation. Hard work. There he goes. Maxi Arce holds up number 6 and is in the middle of the crowd, of the court, and really getting excited. He loves this. He goes out, shakes umpire Sergio Perez's hand, and is very excited. They go to their coach there, and you can see the embraces, how much it means to them. And there's the face, dejected face of Gonzalo Alfonso. He'll take a lot do a lot of thinking later on, but he must take credit here. He's been a stalwart. Juan Di Pasquale must be very disappointed in himself, but they will go back to the drawing board. They will analyze this match and look to really put the errors into place for the next round of this A1 Padel Global Tour. As you heard earlier from President Fabrice Pastor, Verbier is the venue, and we will have a Masters tournament. So the A1 Padel Swiss Masters in Verbier, Switzerland. And you can see the set summary there. 16 winners for Arce and Del Bianco versus 10. And you can see 3 smashes out of 4, 0 smashes from Di Pasquale and Alfonso. And you can see there 10 out of 11 as we're talking about smashes. 31 winners and a lot less unforced errors, 12 as opposed to 19. And 4 break points to 1. Really an important stat. Golden points 5 the way of Franco Del Bianco. You'll remember me telling you how the score doesn't reflect the match, and that's exactly why not. 5 golden points, and that is 5 games in this match won by golden points by Del Bianco and Arce as opposed to 1. And
bueno, ya tenemos campeones del Betsson Swedish Master. Maxi, tu cara de felicidad lo dice todo. Partidazo el que has jugado y, sobre todo, ese punto imposible que has hecho al cerrar el primer set. Cuéntanos esto, por favor.
Well, I will speak in English. We are very happy. We are having a fantastic season. This is our 6th trophy title. So we are proud of ourselves. Thank you, Franco, for giving the best in every training. We are very happy. Thanks Gustavo, thanks A1, thanks the organization. Now it's time to enjoy, and we are really happy.
Enhorabuena, Maxi. Franco, sexto título de la temporada y además aquí en Suecia, que es donde empezó todo para vosotros.
Sí, muy felices, la verdad. Suecia nos trata muy bien cada vez que venimos. Creo que es el cuarto campeonato acá. Nada, felicitar a los chicos, Gonza y Juani, que son muy amigos nuestros, han hecho un torneazo. Felicitar a nuestro equipo, a Gustavo, que está siempre afuera, que nos equilibra siempre, más a mí. Así que nada, muy feliz por toda la gente. Pese a las condiciones climáticas, se pudo realizar el torneo, así que también un aplauso para la organización y para todo el equipo de A1.
Well, Franco says that every time they play here in Sweden, they have like a fantastic tournament. Sweden treats them very well, and also wants to congratulate Juani and Gonza because they have done an amazing tournament. Thank you to their team, to the coach, to the organization and everyone. No os vayáis muy lejos porque ahora empezaremos con la ceremonia.
And there we go, Clara Navarro on court with the winners, Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce. And if you stay with us, you'll be able to see the presentation of the trophy here at this A1 Padel Betsson Swedish Masters. Really fantastic tournament despite the inclement weather early on in the week and the rain interruptions today. Some champagne paddle on offer throughout the tournament. Not a single match where eyelid was battered for boredom. Really powerful tournament and a great advertisement for the world of paddle and the sport of paddle. See the players are moving around on court. On your screen are some highlights, and we'll have the trophy presentation shortly. Beautiful trophies, and hopefully we'll see a close-up of them on your screens. And of course, as we've done often regularly in our broadcast, our MVP, Man on Fire, and our Man on Fire for this match, Maxi Arce, once again, who took control of this match and really created the opportunities for this exciting victory. Shot of the day has to be that shot where Gonza Alfonso goes for the big bajada, and Maxi Arce, with both feet off the ground, is able to lift it into an empty area of the court. Really exciting. And you can see there on the left-hand side of your screen, with their backs to us, Fabrice Pastor, the president of the A1 Padel Global Tour, and right next to him, representing our name sponsors, Linus Indahl from Betsson. Betsson, of course, the world leaders in sports betting, and you can check them out on www.betsson.com. As described to you early on in the broadcast, they priced up Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco at 1.42, 58% favorites, and Arce and Del Bianco justifying that favoritism. That is the odds that were on offer, and Betsson the place to check them out. And to the right of that, on the edge, is Krista Garrow, the promoter of this tournament here, the Betsson Swedish Masters. And we're going to take you to the background announcements here of MC Havla.
I wanted to ask for a round of applause for all the A1 Padel public that has been accompanying us every day. I would also like to take the time to recognize the incredible effort of the ball boys, window cleaners, and all the staff that have made this event possible in this spectacular place, Halmstad. With me on the other side, we have Christer Garell, Director of Betsson Swedish Master. Next to him, we have Niklas Källström-Atzeke, Principal and Shareholder of Betsson Swedish Master. And Linus Endahl, Head of Sponsorship, Sweden Betsson. And last but not least, Fabrice Pastor, President and owner of A1 Padel.
See on screen there, Krista Garrow about to speak.
What a week. We have not only had drama here on the court, we have had drama up here. Today was a spectacular day. When we sat down here earlier, we felt everything was perfect. I actually took off my jacket and then I put it on again. But this is how it is. If you want to create an outdoor event in a fantastic place, with a fantastic audience, with a fantastic team, this is what it takes. Sometimes it rains, sometimes the sun shines. This is the charm of having an outdoor paddle tournament. I must say I'm honored to have the audience here today that have supported us, and the players, of course. You went back out, you came back in, you went back out, and you came back in. And then we had a fantastic final. I would like to thank the city of Halmstad. Without the people we have worked with since we started this, it's been a partnership that's been fantastic and will continue for years. We have a fantastic location. We heard the bells from the church every other quarter, I think it is. This is a reminder that Halmstad is here to stay. So thank you, Halmstad, so much. Also I would also like to thank Fabrice and his whole team who arrived a couple of days before the tournament and who have been extremely supportive in making this happen. So professional, so friendly, and so much fun to work with. And I, of course, hope to see you next year as well. An applause for that. And then our own team. I don't have the time to mention all the names, but has been fantastic. We mentioned the ball boys and the volunteers and everyone working. It's a team effort. If we don't have people at every level, this wouldn't have been possible to achieve. So a big thanks to everyone involved in the Team Sweden, so to speak, from A1. And, sorry, before I finish this, the sponsors, extremely important. Without sponsors, no tournament. Betsson, Linus, thank you so much. It's been an honor having you. And we have some local sponsors, BMW, Benz Bil, Eurofinance. We had Live Nation, we had a concert yesterday. And thank you so much for supporting us and our tournament. And we're thrilled to see you next year. Thank you so much.
And now to a speech from Fabrice Pastor, President and owner of A1 Padel.
Well, you almost said everything, no? But I wanna thank you, Krista, to have a master here in Sweden. We felt like home. I want to thank Niklas. I want to thank Betsson and all the sponsorship. But I want to thank the town because we really everywhere we went, we were treated like we were back home. So it was very warm for all the team and for all of us. I also want to thank your team because I think they did an amazing, challenging tournament. I almost have 3 heart attacks in the whole week. But that's the outdoor, that's the beauty of it. And I think to have this picture, it's worth it. So I hope we're going to come next year and a lot of years to come, because for us it's a long-term partnership. So thank you all.
President of the A1 Padel Global Tour there, President Fabrice Pastor, and the promoter of this Betsson Swedish Master, Chris
to the ones who delivered the finalist trophy. Can I ask Christer Garell and Niklas Källström Matseke to join me over here? A big round of applause.
Now on to the handing over of the trophies.
Now, to the finalist couple, please the public give a round of applause for Juani de Pascal and Gonzalo Alfonso.
The runners up, head up high, held up high, lots to be proud about. Lots of look at the crowd who braved the spirit for sure. Here we go, there's Maxi Arce celebrating for the seconds. And, you know, that smile will be even bigger.
Welcome, Mr. Fabrice Pastor and Linus Endahl. And, of course, the champions. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Maximiliano Arce and Franco Del Bianco. Maxi Arce with the biggest smile in the house. Both a real big triumph here. Both of them sponsored by Monte Carlo International Sports. So Fabrice Pastor really excited about this. A home win, as he calls it. And these two fine young men playing the paddle of their lives. They are getting their trophy from Betsson, the name sponsors of the Betsson Swedish Masters. Big photo op, lots of big smiles. And Linus Endahl there from Betsson. And here we are, the winners with the president of the A1 Padel Global Tour. Beautiful trophy, hologram, 3-dimensional hologram. You can see there, really
Ladies and
beautiful
gentlemen,
trophy.
One last round of applause for Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce with win number 6 of this 2023 season. And they're holding up their check, 20,900 euros. That'll be for each of them. And big smiles for both of them. They'll be taking their check to the bank.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen,
the total prize money in this tournament, will remind you, 110,000 euro. One of the, or certainly the richest professional tournament ever held on Swedish ground. And as people, the crowd gets ready to celebrate with these winners on this A1 Padel Betsson Swedish Masters, Franco Del Bianco and Maxi Arce will be thinking about how did they top this performance of the season. 6 out of 8, 8 out of the last 12 since the back end of last season. And every other team on this tour right now, back wherever they are, clipboard in hand, marker pen in hand, strategizing how to beat them. And we'll see you very soon again on the A1 Padel Swiss Masters, where we'll see just how far that strategy has gone. I'm Paulo de Carmo, signing off here for ESPN Africa, and we'll see you in Switzerland.